Hey everybody, Sam here with another In Defense of Bad Movies Minisode. Welcome to it. Before we do anything, I'm going to get down to some old business and talk about a little bit about Magic Mike XXL. Well, on Rotten Tomatoes, it is up to 64%, so apparently the critics like it for the most part. I mean, more than half of them. It is certified fresh, so I guess Lauren and I are just... I don't know. Maybe we're sticks in the mud, but we're still, I mean, it's not a huge majority. I don't know. We did not like it though. So there's that. Recap. Last episode. Lauren and I did not like Magic Mike XXL. Bobby and Laura did. Good for them. And now on to new business. As promised, superfan Matt McCabe will be our guest defender in our next episode, where we will watch the movie Dune. We're talking about the 1984 one, directed by David Lynch. I don't know much about the movie, to be honest with you. I've never seen it before. I see that it is on 56. It has 56% on Rotten Tomatoes. I do know that it is regarded as a mess of a sci-fi movie, and it's early David Lynch. So if you like being able to understand your entertainment on at least one level, maybe this isn't the movie for you, which is, I'm predicting how it is going to be with me. I hope I'm wrong, because I would actually like this movie, especially at 2 hours and 17 minutes, which is the runtime. When we started this podcast, I kind of thought, oh, this is great. I get to defend movies that I like that other people don't like for some reason, and I would list some examples, but you already, it's some of the ones I've defended in the past, and I don't want to give away what's coming up. But then I also forgot, wait a minute, we're going to have other people on who will be defending movies that I probably do not care for. And when the movies are about an hour and a half, that's okay, because I can just kind of have fun and make fun of the movies. But a 2 hour plus movie, why did I do this? I don't know, guys. It feels like a mistake right about now. But here we are. Unfortunately, Dune is not available to watch for free on Netflix. It is on Amazon Instant Video, which is probably how I will watch it. It does not look like it's free for Prime members, which that's kind of weird. Often, well, I don't know. Usually is, I think. I don't know. I'm not Prime, so it doesn't really affect me. So those are the ways you can watch it if you want to watch it with us. I wouldn't recommend it highly, but I haven't seen it before, so what do I know? Matt would obviously recommend it because he is defending it. So that'll be our next one. Let's see what else. While I was about to pull this up on Amazon, one of the choices for what I might be looking at was because I watched Spring Breakers, the movies I might be interested in. And those movies include American Slice, which looks like a cheesy knockoff of the American Pie series. Something called Hollywood Uncensored, which was just like this provocative, titillating image. Something just called Boobs. And a movie called Meet the Beavers. And all of these movies look sleazy, like Spring Breakers was. But they at least look like they could be joyful or titillating. I've said titillating twice. Now I feel like an idiot. But like fun or interesting on some level, not just... Ugh. They all do have low ratings, though. Like, there's 2.5 stars, 2 stars, 1.5 stars. So that actually does go right up there with what I feel about Spring Breakers. So there's that. Now, next up, I'm going to try something new. Years ago, when I kind of stumbled upon podcasts, I decided I wanted to do a podcast for myself. And I did something called What's Pissing Sam Off Now? Where basically I just talked about some things that were pissing me off at the time. The notion is, or was, and is, that I'm amusing when I'm angry about things, and I don't know if that's true or not. I kind of thought if I'm actually pissed off about something, I may not be that amusing, but when I'm doing my ranting about something, I've been compared to Jerry Seinfeld in that episode of Seinfeld where everyone thinks he's funny when he's upset about something. So I'm hoping that that's funny. And if not, at the very least, it's a way for me to just rant and complain about things that are upsetting me. And so I decided to bring that back. All those episodes are lost, so don't bother looking for them. Not that you were going to anyway. So, without further ado, what's pissing off Sam now? Capitalism. The company that I work for, I do corrections. So anytime somebody makes a mistake, I'm the one who has to correct it and send the new invoice out to the customer. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but a lot of it has to do with pricing or just something where a customer complains about something. And the salesman, rather than being a salesperson and saying, no, this is the price that I quoted you, or though this is what it should be charged. They bend over backwards to, oh yeah, sure, we'll change the price for you, anything you say. Hey, do you want us to give you a blowjob too? Cause I'll give you yeah, you'll totally get a blowjob. Billing department, come over here. Give this guy a blowjob. They don't do anything themselves. All they just do is sit back and collect the commissions, and any mistakes that they make, anything that the customer wants undone, they're the ones who are going to give it to us to do it. And what pisses, this isn't really on capitalism, but here's what's fundamentally wrong with capitalism is the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You have people being the biggest assholes, and they are the ones that are going to get their way. Meanwhile, super nice people who, I don't want to say are pushovers, but they're at least nice. They're not going to get these great deals because they're not the ones being assholes, being in the salesperson's face, trying to get their way. And that is what you're breeding is a situation where everyone's just the biggest dick they can be in order to get their way. And that is what is wrong with capitalism. That is one of the things that's wrong with capitalism. There's a lot of things wrong with it. I mean, I'm not going to propose something better because communism isn't great and, nationalized socialism is certainly not the way to go. But, I don't know, capitalism it's bad. We humans get involved with things and things go totally wrong. That's neither here nor there. You know what else pisses me off though? People who like to back into parking spaces. It takes way longer for them to do it, so they're holding up traffic. And what's the difference between, I've heard, I guess if you're a cop or a bank robber, yeah, totally, because you need to make a quick getaway at sometimes. But if you're just a regular person in a strip mall and you're backing into a parking spot, more than likely you're a complete asshole. And I guess the logic being, I've heard that it's easier to back into spots than to back out of them. Well, that is complete BS because the parking spot is usually not much wider than the width of your car. That is a very narrow spot to back into. But when you're backing out of the spot, you have the entire driving area, which is at least 2 car widths long or wide. If you can't back into that, you are a complete moron. We had one the other day. This guy, first of all, they pass the spot where you think, oh, great, I'm going to take that spot. And then they throw their car in reverse and they start backing into it. So already that's one. You've tricked me into thinking I'm going to get this spot. You're a douchebag. So then he backs into the spot. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to pass him. Nope. Because he didn't quite do it correctly. So he had to go post forward again and then back into the spot. So he's holding us up all this time. And, he's got like a big pickup truck, right? Or some sort of big, SUV. Nope. He had like some sort of Honda sedan. It was a small car. No reason. Like I could kind of see if you have, things blocking your way in the back and you don't want to back into oncoming traffic. I can almost see that one. But if you're in a tiny car with nothing obstructing your view and you're backing into a spot, fuck you. That's all. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts. You're a douche. So those are the things this week that are pissing me off. Capitalism, backing into parking spaces. Don't do either one of those things. Okay. So I guess I've covered everything. Old business, new business, what's pissing me off. I'll just go straight to plugs. My improv troupe, The Upperclassmen, we have a show on August 16th, 7 p.m. at the Long Beach Playhouse. You can go there. Tickets are only $10. That's a deal. But wait, if you talk to me or one of the other upperclassmen before the show, we can hook you up with tickets for $5. You could also, I believe, go to Long Beach Playhouse's website and also get tickets for $5 there. We also, everyone in the group, we take so many tickets and we want to unload them. So it is probably better to go through us. But I don't know, just come to the show. That's the most important thing. It'll be fun. It is actually a battle show. Not really a battle show, a co-op show. We, the upperclassmen, will be putting on the show with Darren Held's group, Held Together. By the way, Darren Held, I studied under his tutelage, so this will be kind of a conflict of interest for me. Fortunately, like I said, it's not really a competition, it's just a co-op show. So come to that, it'll be a lot of fun. Also, we have a show at Bricks. It is a restaurant, it's a fun gastropub on 2nd Street. Really good food. I'm not much of a drinker, but they've got a lot of drinks too. That show is on September 8th. The show, I believe, is at 7:30. Our group doesn't go on until 8:20, but first of all, you should go see the other. I think there's going to be 2 groups performing, so you should see the other group as well. Also, it was really hard for us to get seats in an area where we could hear the actual performance last time. So get there early. I will not be there, as I will be on my honeymoon with my wife in Florida. However, you should totally go support the rest of the guys. Even with me, they're pretty funny. Obviously, when I'm there, they're like way off the charts funny, but they're still pretty good. I'm just kidding. They're totally cool. And I think that's about it. I got my plugs in. Everything's taken care of, and it is time for me to bid you adieu. Join us in 2 weeks where we will talk about Dune.